rumors turned to it's an MLS team, not necessarily Minnesota. Minnesota was obviously connected because we had already attempted an offer earlier.
Yep.
Well, now in the last 2-3 days, rumors have turned up again. Yesterday, rumors were that the board of Deportivo Cali had agreed to a fee, and that the agent was now in Minnesota or coming to Minnesota to finalize. So no one knows. I like to reference Jeff Ruder of The Athletic. He says that it's not happening. If there's anyone in the media that I would trust more, Jeff Ruder's it. He seems to be really on key.
So there's rumors, but you're saying Jeff is saying it's not going to happen.
And he hasn't expressed any particular evidence.
Okay.
He hasn't said, well, I've talked to so-and-so or I've talked to an anonymous source or anything.
Sure.
So, I think a lot of it's gut feeling.
Okay.
The rumor is $6.8 million, which is huge.
That's a big contract.
He would obviously be a DP.
Yep.
He's a number 10. He is considered one of Colombia's brightest players.
Yeah.
The dude will probably be with us for 3-4 years before he sends off to Europe. I almost guarantee.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds like he's the real deal. He's like an Atlanta signing.
Yeah. So that's a huge. I mean, it's a big rumor, and that's a huge dream. Let's get off the signings, guys. Sterling, you had a conference call with United, right?
Yeah. So as part of being a season ticket holder, they had this town hall call where it was essentially they actually sent out a robocall to all the season ticket holders. You could answer it and listen in if you wanted. It was kind of a cool thing. They had Manny Lagos and Chris Wright. So you got the operational side, you got the player side. You got a lot of random questions. I tried to ask half a dozen questions. I could never get the system to work.
Yeah.
I was on my phone, so that's the way it goes. But so I had picked out a few that may be interesting, may not be interesting. And one of the big questions was, are we going to get the season ticket holders are going to get a peek at what our seats are going to look like?
Yeah.
Now I've showed you guys a picture
We've seen the
of
seats.
what my seat is going to look like.
Yeah.
And it's the gray seat, which I'm actually kind of excited about.
Yeah.
And it's padded.
Yeah, it's padded.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I did see that picture, and the one thing I would ask is the seats look wonderful, but I think the picture does it a little bit of an injustice because they're, it's basically a sample of here's what some seats are going to look like, and they're spaced out. So, like, how close are those seats are going? Is it going to be like
they're gonna be right
going to a match in England where you have no room whatsoever, or is it going to be comfortable?
I have a feeling they're going to be just like
typical TCF Bank say.
I don't know that
seat
for
bags.
sure.
Is there any like rails? Like just benches? I guess I should say.
No,
like
it's
TCF
all
Bank.
All seats. Okay.
Except for the standing supporters area.
Yeah. Okay. The biggest thing that I got from when you texted us about your town hall conference call there was the beer.
Yeah.
96
taps.
different beers. 96 taps.
That's hard to believe.
And the other thing was they did a survey, and the top 6 beers were all craft beers. Macro beers are not going to be a huge thing at the stadium.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of craft beers.
Yeah, Chris Wright said that while there are obviously fans who want those types of beers,
yes,
they will have some, but they're going to focus very heavily on craft beers.
Which is, I thought, a great point and really a win by the United, because you're in St. Paul. There's a lot of craft breweries in St. Paul. The Loons already have kind of a partnership with Surly, craft brewery. And of course, Summit is in St. Paul too. That's one of the. Everybody will argue if Summit was the first craft brewery in Minnesota and Surly. Who cares? They're both craft breweries. So you're going to get a huge fan base of those craft breweries at those games, where we're going to be like, oh, great! I can get a Surly here. I can get a Dave. We went on that. Buses and Brews thing.
Buses and Brews, yeah.
And in St. Paul, and what was it? It's like Broken Clock.
There was 12 different spots.
12 different ones.
And I mean,
They were all great.
I'd be hard pressed to name them all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good. Speaking of St. Paul, you know, I don't know if you guys have been to the new Saint Stadium.
Not yet.
But I mean, that's a fantastic place to watch a baseball game, and we're all, you know, baseball fans. But
yeah,
they actually specialize in craft beers too. But this is like, from Dave, what I understand how you describe it. Like if you go to a St. Paul Saints game, they have a specific bar that has maybe 15 to 20 craft beers on tap, which is fantastic. But if I understand you right, it sounds like it doesn't matter where you are in the stadium. You know, regardless of what side, you go up to any concession stand and you're going to have that kind of choice.
Yeah, and then of course they're going to have their beer hall, which is, it's going to be placed at the north end.
Okay.
And it's going to have every tap. My understanding is it's going to have every tap that's available anywhere else in the stadium.
Wow. So I mean, you're going to be able to. I'm trying to think of the layout of this place. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to sit at the town hall brewery, whatever it is, and watch the game. I wonder if there are tables up there.
Well, so they're going to have standing room only areas.
Yeah.
So I would
bet
that's
going to be like that.
That.
Because we, Dave and I and Johnny and Nels took a trip to Chicago years ago to watch an MLS game in Chicago, and then a cool thing, they did a Bud Light party deck, which I thought was great. It was on one of the ends. They had seats below, but up at the top they had games stuff. Of course, it was Bud Light, so you drink.
Right.
But you could stand up there and watch it. They don't have it anymore. But I always thought it was a cool concept.
Right.
You know, have kind of a party area where standing room only. You paid extra for the ticket, but you got 2 beers out of the deal, and the seats were all, whoever paid tickets, you could sit wherever you wanted in that section.
Right.
And I thought it was a great idea. And because they had bags out there, I think they had a foosball table up there. It was nice.
It was like
the sightlines were great.
It was like a family package for a group. You know, like, you know, family package, you get 4 sodas and 4 hot dogs and 4 bags of chips. Whereas like you bring a bunch of friends and you get 2 beers, and I think they gave us some free food as well.
Yes,
and you get access to that area.
Yeah.
Great
so I'm
experience.
thinking if it's kind of like that, not probably party deck, but it's kind of like an open area where you can stand up, watch the game from that brewery, and they have the 96 on tap. And that's going to be a very popular area.
I would bet it will be.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
I'll be there the whole game.
I know.
Me
I was
too.
like, I may not sit in my seat.
You might not sit in your seat at all.
Right.
So Dave, you have season tickets to the new stadium.
Right.
You have 2 or 3?
3.
3. Okay. So did they talk about any of the lighting outside of the stadium? I know they could change it.
You know, they didn't actually talk that much about it.
Really?
You know, I think it's probably because it's been such a heavy part of the marketing to begin with.
Yeah.
They have had a few. Well, they had a lighting test last weekend, and I sent you guys.
We saw that. Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
I have a little bit of knowledge about it because my company I work for an electrical company. We did some. We didn't bid on it, but we did some preliminary work on the lighting. And from what I saw, the package they had, they can change it to like thousands of different colors out there, and they can make it like flow and kind of do all kinds of things. So it'll be interesting to me to see what they do on certain game days,
Right.
how they flow it on holidays, on 4th of July. Are they gonna do like red, white, and blue kind of out there? And the other cool thing is, you drive on 94. We went to Beer Garden Germania. This is the first time I've gone by there in a long time.
Sure.
And I saw that stadium on 94, and I'm like, this is flipping awesome. It's right off the highway.
Yeah, it's literally right
You know?
there.
It's amazing to me because I've been to 2 MLS stadiums. I've been to KC and I've been to Chicago. We both have.
Yep.
KC is it's down south, in the middle of nowhere next to the NASCAR stadium.
It's in Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
It's out west.
Yeah. So you don't see it from the highway.
Right.
Chicago is on the south side of Chicago,
Yep.
off the highway. You don't see it from the highway. Allianz is right on 94. You can't miss it. I mean, it's fantastic.
Just driving by there on a game day, say if it's a 7 o'clock game, and seeing those lights from the stadium.
I know,
it just draws you in naturally. Why wouldn't it?
So we're talking about where it's at. What about? I know you put in your notes. What about the parking situation?
Yeah. So that was brought up. You know, it's one of those things where the travel is clearly on the minds of the supporters.
Yeah.
And you have all these different you have the Southwest rail line that's supposed to be put in. You got the Northwest rail line that's supposed to be put in.
The Central.
Yep. And they had literally nothing.
Really?
I mean, it was honestly one of those things where they just kind of deflected it away, and I got to tell you, I think that they're probably a little concerned about the travel.
Yeah.
They did say that they're working with some area parking spaces,
Sure.
ownership of area parking spaces, to try to work some things out. And I think they have to, because I mean, it's great for people who live in those corridors to have the access to the light rail, but individuals like myself who the North Star runs so limited.
Yeah, me too.
It's useless.
Well, I live in Otsego, and North Star is right up in Elk River, right? It's right by my house. But I look at it and I go, okay, if I want to go to a United game down at TCF Bank, or I want to go to a Twins game, or even a Vikings game, they run at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and they come back. They only have like 2 runs on the weekends. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm pigeonholed into like, I have to be there at 10, and then I have to leave at a certain time. I can't pick and choose when I'm going to leave.
Yep.
And that sucks.
Yeah, and my scenario is a lot like your guys'. I live in Plymouth, so like here, my perfect world is I live in Plymouth, so you know what I'll do? I'll drive down to Minneapolis, park in. There's plenty of parking spaces in Minneapolis. I'll jump on the light rail and I'll get to the stadium. But my concern is everybody else is going to be doing that, so I'm worried about how crowded is that light rail station going to be.
And that's the problem, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to say you should park in downtown Minneapolis or at the University of Minnesota and jump on the light rail.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
Surly's going to have a big thing saying, park at Surly and jump on the light rail in Minneapolis, and we're going to do a thing like they do right now. Okay? The problem with parking in Minneapolis and to get on the light rail is, what happens when there's a Twins game going on that same day? You're going to be fighting with Twins parking people as well.
Yep.
So, and then I'm sure they're going to say another thing too is, well, you can park by, what do you call it, where the Wild play at Excel, and then take the Central over that way.
Yep.
But they have a lot of parking over there, but then you're going to get people lost over there because, people don't know that area very well. So I think they have to, at some point before the season starts, they're going to have to come up with a comprehensive plan of, okay, here's where you can park, here are the light rail stations. We're going to have limited parking around the stadium, but to get there on light rail, here's where you can go. And I hope they do that.
Yeah.
I hope they have numerous options for people to park wherever they want around.
Yeah, and it seems like, based on their responses, it really seems like they understand this is an issue.
Yeah.
They just don't want to address it right now.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
Which then could maybe lead to another aspect of addressing issues and being the soft open of our team.
It can, that first game they play, which I think, you're going to be there because you season tickets, right? Myself and Dave, we're going to go.
We're going to have to find a way to
We're going to buy tickets for much higher than we would, but I want to be there for the first
Here's
game.
a blank check. What
Exactly
do you need?
right.
I'll go.
Exactly right. Because you have 3 tickets. Johnny's going to go with you, I'm sure.
I mean, it might be a day game, though. My wife might want to go.
Well, your wife might want to go too, but you have the kids, though.
That's true. We're going to have a second.
What about the kids? You know what? This is a funny thing. So Dave's having another kid. He's already got a little girl, and he's having a little boy. So now there's going to be 4 of them, and he's only got 3 season tickets.
Yeah.
He's kind of screwed now.
It's crossed my mind.
What are you going to do?
You've got a little bit of a reprieve here, I think, because you can use the lap option for a little while.
Well, you can use lap.
First 2 to 3 years, it'll
use
work.
lap. But then after 2 or 3 years, then you have to decide which kid you like better.
Right.
Or do you not? Or your wife?
I was
right?
just gonna say, or I just don't take my wife.
Don't take your wife.
Yeah.
That's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, that could be.
I
challenging.
feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Or what if you decide to take your friends and your kids are like, well, I want to go, and Daddy says, oh, I'm going to take Tony and Dave on the podcast.
Yeah, I could just say screw my kids and take my friends.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. Because Sarah won't care.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
And she's been very. She's let you do these things, which is great.